So children, in the last class, we have studied that this governor came to know that what was the truth, okay? When he just called at the hospital, at the Red Cliff Hospital, and when the hospital person, they informed him that there is no patient admitted by the name of McLeary, okay? And they also informed this thing that they sent their ambulance to Elsfield Bay, but when the ambulance reached there, there was no one. Okay, so what is there? The governor came to know that what was the truth, what was actually going on. Okay, a quarter an hour later, they found the Fritz S. McLeary securely bounded and gagged in his study at the Broad Street. He would have been there, he said, since 8:50 a.m. when two men had called and what is there? The real McLeary. Okay, the person who came as McLeary to take the exam as an invigilator. He was not the real McLeary. He was the friend of Evans. Okay, and the real McLeary, the real invigilator, he was found in his own house. He told that at 8:50, two men came and what did it? They just stopped him or wanted him in his own study. So he was found there in his own house study. Okay, inquiries in Newberry throughout the afternoon produced nothing. Nothing at all. And by the tea time, everyone in the prison knew what had happened. It had not been Evans impersonating McLeary who walked out. It had been Evans impersonating McLeary who stayed. Now what happened, children? By the afternoon, everybody came to know at the prison also that what had happened at the evening time. Okay, and in the afternoon in Newberry, the officers could not found anything. They were not able to found McLeary. What was the truth? The truth was that the person who stayed in, okay, who was just behaving like McLeary, was just impersonating that he was being hurt by Evans and he was McLeary. Actually, that person was Evans, was not McLeary. Okay, the person whom the Carter, the detective superintendent, just dropped him at Elsfield Bay. Okay, just persuading that he was in McLeary. Okay, and he was being injured by Evans. Actually, that person was Evans himself. Okay, so Evans made a very clever plan to escape from the prison. Okay, the fish and the chips were delicious, and after a gentle stroll around the center of the Crippen Newton, Evans decided to return to the hotel and have an early night. Now the story shifts again to Evans. Now what is there? Evans was not in Newberry. Where he was in Crippen Newton. Okay, Evans was in Crippen Newton, and what happened? He had taken his chips and fish and all, and he decided to go to the hotel and sleep early today. Okay, a smart new hand concealed the bucket of his closely cropped hairs, and he kept it on it as he walked up the reception decks of the Golden Lion. Now, what is that? He was wearing a new hat, and that hat had covered his hairs, and these hairs are very unevenly cut. Okay, actually, what is there? He had himself cut in that hair from a razor. Okay, and the beard which is there on the face of Evans, on McLeary, from which the blood was coming. That beard is from that hairs of Evans. Okay, so what is there? It would take a good while for his hair to regain its former glories, but what the hell did that matter? He was out again, wasn't he? A bit of a bad luck that when Jackson had pinched his scissors and for it had meant a long and tricky operation with his only razor blade the previous night up. But he had had his good luck too. Just think, if Jackson had made him take his bobble hat off, phew, that really had been a close call. Still, old Jackson wasn't such a bad fellow. Now, what did Evans did? He had just cut his hair from razor, okay, a night before, and he wore that hat, that bobble hat he was wearing, okay, and he wore that hat, and when that the paper was going. During that period, what he did, he just took that hairs and pasted on its face. Okay, now he was saying that it is a very tough job to cut the hairs by a razor. Okay, he found it very difficult to cut hair by razor. But he said that there was a one bad luck also when I had been caught. When the Jackson told him to remove the hat, because what is there beneath that hat, he had that cut hairs. Okay, beneath that hat, he had hidden his ears, and his ears had been cut by a razor. And after, when the exam was going on, he just removed that hairs from there and he just stick it on his cheeks to make a beard and to make a look of McCleary at that time. Okay, one of the worst things funny really had been the beard. He would always be allergic to sticking plasters, and even now his chin was irritatingly sore and red. What is there? He was finding it very worst and funny also to stick that beard. He was saying that I am very allergic to the plaster, the paste which I have to put on my face and stick that hairs on my face. And because of that, what happened? His chin was irritating and it was paining, and as well as red. The receptionist wasn't the same girl who had booked him, but the change was definitely for a better. As he collected his keys, he gave her a best smile, told her won't be bothering with breakfast, order the Daily Express, and ask for an early morning call at 6:45 a.m. Tomorrow was going to be another busy day. Now, what is there? The reception. The receptionist, the girl which was there on the receptionist, it has changed. Okay. So what did he say? He just informed him that don't bother me with the breakfast in the morning, and he just ordered a newspaper, the Daily Express, and he told that girl to wake him at 6:45 a.m. because it was a busy day tomorrow. He whistled softly to himself as he walked up the broad stairs. He would sort to be liked by the idea of being dressed up as a minister. Now, what is there? He was whistling and he was thinking at what all had happened at the prison. Okay, he really liked to be dressed up like a minister. A dog collar and everything. Yes, it had been a jolly good idea for McCleary to wear two black fronts, two collars. And what is there that McCleary is wearing two collars? Means above this collar he is also wearing another collar. And black front means the front part of the t-shirts and all which they used to wear. When they put a velcro over here. That like t-shirts, shirts he was wearing at McCleary. Okay. But that top collar view, it had kept on slipping off the back skirt, and there had been one panicky moment when McCleary had only got his hands up to his neck in the time to stop the collar splitting apart before Stephen. They got that little problem worked out all right. Oh, a pen stuck in her mouth whenever the evil eye had appeared at the peephole. Now, evil eye is here, Stephen. So they were saying that only once we faced a problem when that upper collar, okay, it was slipping off. And how did McCleary hold that? I told you with the index finger, he kept the index finger like this, okay, and he was sitting there. Whenever Stephen looked inside, what he saw that McCleary holding the index finger with his collar, he was sitting like this. Why he was holding? Because that upper collar was slipping. Okay, so just to hold that collar, he has put this in this finger like this. Okay, so he was saying that we have solved that problem also. And whenever the evil eye means Stephen look inside, the way they were sitting is holding a pen and holding the McCleary is holding that collar. But all that fiddling about under the blanket with a black front and a stud at the back of the collars, that had been far more difficult than they have ever bargained for. Now, what is there? What he was thinking was that after doing all that things, okay, wearing that collars, that shirts, that overcoats and everything by sitting inside the blanket, he said that was a difficult job. Okay. Everything else had gone beautifully smooth though. In the car, he had found everything they had promised him: soap, water, clothes, map, and yes, the map, of course. The Ordnance Survey map of Oxfordshire. He would got some good friends, some very clever friends, Christa. What he said, he was saying that everything was very well. Okay, what we have planned, we have worked according to that, and he was very impressed by his friends also. Okay, in the car he had found everything they had promised. They here are friends of Ivan. So he said that I'm very impressed by my friends also. Whatever they have promised, they have given me. Okay, the soap, water, clothes, map, everything. And because of that map only, he came to know that which Golden Lion hotel he had to go. He unlocked his bedroom door and closed it quietly behind him, and then stood frozen to the spot like a man who has just got a glimpse of a dragon. Now, what is there? When he just unlocked his door of a bedroom, of the hotel room, okay, he got shocked. Once he got shocked. Okay, he just shocked by seeing someone. And what was his reaction? His reaction was as he had seen some frightened thing in front of him. Okay, sitting on the narrow bed was the very last man in the world that Evans had expected or wanted to see. Worth not trying anything, said the governor quietly, as Evans' eyes stared desperately around the room. Now, what is there? Who was sitting there? Governor was sitting. Okay, governor was sitting in his bedroom. What did the governor say when Evans looked around the room? What did the governor say? That don't try to run or don't try to do anything. I have got men all around the place. But he said, what did the governor say? That police is around this, moved around this hotel everywhere. So don't try to run from here. Well, there were only two really, but Evans didn't know that. What was the truth? The truth was that no police, nobody was there, only governor and Evans was there at the hotel. Okay? He let the word sink in, moment two. What did the governor say? He said that even the woman at the reception also. Okay? Didn't you think the blonde girl at the reception was rather sweet? Now he asked him. Okay, that didn't you think that the girl who was standing on the reception was very sweet? The governor asked. Evans was visibly shaking. He sat down slowly in the only chair the small room could offer and held his head between his hands. For several minutes there was utter silence. Now what is there? Evans was shocked. Okay, he had planned everything. Even he had misguided by pasting that that slip on that instruction slip, the blank slip on that question paper, on the last page of the question paper. Even he misguided them. But then too, the governor was very clever and he reached to Evans. Okay. Finally he spoke. It was that bloody correction slip, I suppose. What did Evans say? He said that now I realized where I had made a mistake. Was that correction slip? Well, the governor failed to mask deep satisfaction in his voice. There are a few people who know a little German. The governor was very happy. He was feeling very proud on his cleverness. And he said he was unable to hide that. And what he said is, yes, there are some people in my prison also who knows a little German. Actually, the governor was talking about himself. Slowly and very slowly, Evans relaxed. He was beaten and he knew. Now, earlier though he was surprised and he was visibly shaken. Now, what is there? Now he just relaxed. He understood that he had been beaten by this clever governor. He sat up at last and managed to smile very sorrowful. Very sorrowfully, he was smiling at the governor. You know, it wasn't really a mistake. You see, we hadn't been able to fix up any hotel, but we could have worked the some other way. No, the real important thing was for the phone to ring up just before the exam finished. Get everyone out of the way for a couple of minutes. So we had to know exactly when the exam started. What did he say? What did Evans say? He said that, see, it is not a mistake we had done. Okay, the real mistake is not the name of the hotel, which I left there in the correction slip. He said, no, that is not the main problem, or that is not the main thing of a plan. What is the main thing of a plan is? The main thing of a plan is just that phone call. You remember there was a phone call from the Assistant Secretary of Examination Board. Okay, and he asked the person, whoever picked up the phone at the prison, he asked him that I think the exam had started, and the person from the prison he informed that quarter an hour ago. So they were talking, the Evans was talking about that call. He said that that call was a really important call. Why? Because from that call, my friends came to know at what time the exam started, and I came to know the real name or the real address of the hotel. Okay, so he said, and like a fool, I presented you with that little piece of information on a plate. What did the governor say? Yes, very foolishly, I presented each and every information in front of you. Well, somebody did, so you see, sir. Now he cannot say that yes, you did it foolishly. So he said, sir, somebody had did that. Somebody had made a mistake by presenting that information to me. You see, sir, that correction slip killed two birds with a single stone, didn't it? The name of the hotel for me and the exact time the exam started for them. What did he say? Ivan said, sir, see that call, that single call, okay, it killed two birds with a single stone. How? My friends came to know the real time of the exam started, and I came to know the name of the hotel, the correct name of the hotel. The governor nodded. It's a pretty common one. What did the governor say? That the name of the hotel. Okay, there are many hotels by the similar name. Golden Lion, for example, there are many hotels by the name of country in India. So he was saying that there were many hotels by the same name. So this name Golden Lion is a very similar name, very common name. Okay, good job. It is pretty common, sir. I would have never known where to come with that. He said, yes, sir. It's a very common hotel. It's a very common name for the hotel. But my friends had done a very good job. Otherwise, I would have not known on which Golden Lion they were talking about. Okay, nice name, Golden Lion. Said that very nice name you have translated in German text. How did you know which Golden Lion it was? There were hundreds of them. Ivan asked, sir, this is a very common name for the hotel, and there were hundreds of hotels of this similar name. So how did you come to know that which Golden Lion I was? Same as you, advance index number 313, center number 271. Remember, I made you underline this. Okay, so he said the similar way you came to know, that way only I came to know. He said the index number 313 and center number 271, 6 figures. And if you take an audit survey mark for Oxford child, you will find that the 6-figure reference 313/271 lands you bang in the middle of Crippen Newton. Said that if you take that map, the same map which the Evans friends had provided him. So he said that if you take that map, if you find out this place, if you find out this address, so this address is of the Crippen Newton Golden Lion. The way your friends told you, the same way I also recorded that, and I just reached you. You are right, sir. We hope you have run off to Newberry. Said, yes, sir, you are right. And what he said that we hoped that you have gone to Newberry because they have misguided by that question paper. He did. Well, that's something I suppose. What did the governor say? That yes, we did. We went to Newberry to search. He said that this only he had supposed that you have moved to Newberry to search. The question paper advanced. Could you really understand all the German? I could hardly. What did he say? That question paper. The governor was asking them, are you able to understand what is there in it? Because I am not able to understand even though I have studied. Then nah, of course I couldn't. I knew roughly what it was all about, but we just spoke in two or few spanners in the room. You know, sort of a model everybody. He said, no, sir. Even I don't understand anything. Okay, that question paper is only to confuse everyone. Okay, that question paper is muddle means to confuse. MUDDLE. Muddle means confuse. He said that question paper is only to confuse you all. That's it. Even I don't understand what was there in the question paper. The governor stood up. Tell me one thing before we go. How on the earth did you get that blood to pour over your head? Now, governor was very surprised at how did you pour that blood. That blood was coming from, he got injured. How did you do all that? Okay, Evans suddenly looked a little happy. Clever, sir. Now Evans was happy that at least he was not that clever. That Evans was. He said that, sir, it was a clever job, I know. Very clever that was. How to get a couple of prints of bloods into a cell, when there is none to start off with, when they went there, and when the invigilator, shall we say, gets searched before he comes in. He said that, sir, for a starting, I can say, you were worried that how that blood came into the cell. He said that, sir, when the invigilator came, invigilator means McClary. So he once told the governor that when McClary came, do you investigate, do you search him very nicely? Okay, yes, sir. You can well ask about that, and I told if I ought sir, you have searched it, you found something. And I think if I'm on your place, I have never allowed him to take that. Okay. Anything to do with the little rubber rings for piles, perhaps? He said that if a person is suffering from piles, is he going to sit on a rubber ring? Do you really think that? Okay. So what is there? He was now Devans was feeling very proud of his cleverness. He was saying that, see how clever me and my friends are. Okay, Devans went feebly. Clever though wasn't, and he smiled and he said, "Really, it's a clever thing, sir. Must have been a tricky job stringing a couple of friends." He said, "Now what did the governor had asked? That it would be a very difficult job. Okay, to make that blood clots and everything. Now you have got it wrong, sir. No problem about it." Said, "No, sir, no problem at all. Now it's a clotting, you see, that's a big trouble." What he said, only to harden the print of the blood, to harden the blood. Clotting means harden. Okay, just to hard that blood. Okay, because what happened after a few hours, that blood is going to become hard. Just to stop that blood to become hard. Okay, that is the problem. Okay, that is only the problem, that how we can stop that blood to become hard. Okay, we got the blood easy enough, fake blood, it's from the slaughterhouse, get it done. But to stop the clotting, we have to mix your actual blood. What did he say? One said, "Sir, we very easily found the fake blood from the slaughterhouse. But to stop it from hardening, okay, because the blood is going to become hard. To just stop it to become from hard, what we did, we mixed the human blood into it. So it was a mixture of fake blood and human blood." Devans took a peek. With 1/10 of its volume of 3.8% dry sugar citrate. "Didn't you know that, sir?" He said that, "Sir, this is a very easy formula. You are not knowing about it, you are not aware about it." Okay. The governor shook his head in a token of relative admiration. Now, the governor, he was not willing to admire him, but he shook his head to admire him. Okay, because what they have studied and forgot, this Evans is applying it. Okay, we learn something new every day. They tell me, "Come on, my lad." The governor said that the prisoner officers always used to tell me that we used to learn something new from you. Okay, now I understood why they said. Now he said that, "Come on, let's go." Evans made no show of resistance, and side by side the two men walked slowly down the stairs. What is this? Governor and the Evans, they started coming down from the stairs. "Tell me, Evans, how did you manage to plan all this business? You have had no visitors. I have seen you guys. You have had no letters." Now the governor was worried. Then when did you plan all these things? Because the governor himself took every precaution. Even he did not allow anyone to meet Evans. He did not allow any letters for Evans. Then he said, when and how did you plan all these things? "I have got a lot of friends." What did he say? That "I have got a lot of friends, sir." What that's supposed to mean? "My German teacher, for a start." The governor asked that what did this mean, that you have got a lot of friends? He said that, "Sir, for starting, my German teacher." It means the night classes which is going on, and the teacher which is coming was not the real teacher. It was an advanced friend. "You mean, but he was from the technical college." What did the governor say? He said, "What? But he was from the technical college." Was he? Evans was almost enjoying it now. "Ever check up on him, sir?" He said, "Really, sir?" And he said that, "Sir, have you ever checked his ID card? God Almighty, they are far more going on than I." But the governor said, "Oh God, whatever I am thinking, you are far more than that. Always will be, sir." Said that, "Always, sir. Always I will do like this." Everything ready, asked the governor as he stood by the reception. When they reached the reception, the governor asked the receptions that everything is, they have prepared, they are ready with everything. "The van was out in the front, sir," said the pretty blonde receptionist. Evans looked at her and she winked back at him. It almost made his day. What is there? The receptionist saying that, "Yes, sir, the police van was standing outside." And what did the Evans say? "Just play, just like this. Just do like this," to the girl, to the receptionist, and she played back, and it made his day. A silent prison officer handcuffed the recaptured Evans, and together the two men clambered awkwardly into the back seat of the prison van. Now, what did this? Two prison officers came from that van. They handcuffed Evans and took him to the van again. See you soon, Evans. Almost as the governor was saying farewell to an old friend after the cocktail party. What did the governor say? See you soon, Evans. It means that very soon we will be again meeting in the present. Cheerio, sir. I just wondering, I know your German pretty good, sir, but do you know any more of these modern languages? Or what did Evans say? Okay, sir, see you, sir. He said that, sir, I know that your German is pretty good, but do you know any other language? Any other modern languages do you know? No, not very well. Why? The governor said, no, I don't know. Why? Ivan settled himself comfortably on the back seat and grinned happily. Nothing, sir. I just happened to notice that we have got some O-level Italian classes coming up next September. That's all. What did Ivan say? He said, no, sir. I just came to know that some O-level Italian classes are there in the present next September. So I'm willing to inquire about it. Perhaps you won't be with us next September, Evans. What did the governor say? Don't worry, you won't be with us. Okay. James Roddick once appeared to ponder the governor's words deeply. No, perhaps I won't, he said. What did he say? He said in a very serious tone that yes, sir, I know I won't be there with you until September. As the prison van turned right from the Crippen Junction on the Oxford Road, the hitherto silent prison officers unlocked the handcuffs and leaned forward towards the driver. For the Christ's sake, get a move on. It won't take them to find out. What is there? That prison van and the prison officers, that was also a fake. Okay, they were also the friends of Evans. So as soon as the van took a turn from the Crippen Nugent towards the Oxford Road, okay, they just unlocked the handcuffs of the Evans and they leaned forward towards that driver and told him to move fast. Okay. Where do you suggest we make for us to travel? The Broad Scott essay. Now, who was the driver? The driver was that person who came as McClary to the prison. Okay, who came as McClary to the prison. So he asked Evans that, what do you suggest? Where we should go? Okay, what about New Delhi? Suggested Evans. Now Evans said we should go to New Delhi. So he was more clever than the governor. Okay, children.